When I open
Chase perfection, catch excellence. Inherit quality, endorse ethics.
can I feel?
Cross the limit, dream beyond.
I am stuck in my mind, I can't explain.
Green Valley Public School, Nellikaparamba, Mukkam, Calicut.
When I'm lost and far away.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Good morning, Green Valley. Quote for the day read by Mujahida of class 7B. Experience is not what happens to you, it's what you do with what happens to you. Aldous Huxley. I repeat, experience is not what happens to you, it's what you do with what happens to you. Aldous Huxley. Aldous Leonard Huxley was an English writer and a philosopher. He wrote nearly 50 books, both novels and non-fictional works, as well as wide-ranging essays, narratives and poems. Born into the prominent Huxley family, he graduated from Balliol College, Oxford, with an undergraduate degree in English literature. He was a pacifist. He grew interested in philosophical mysticism. During the First World War, Huxley spent much of his time at Garston Manor near Oxford. He died on 22nd November 1963. This quote means that experience comes not only by chance but by choice too. It's up to us to make use of any opportunity that comes by. We have to make a genuine effort to train ourselves in whatever good situations we are into, either it be skill or it be any circumstance that can be mold us into a better person. So my dear friends, instead of waiting for an opportunity to pass by, we have to go and grab an opportunity which will result in making us both experienced and skillful. So thank you and have a nice day. Word for the day, conducted by the Literary Club of Green Valley. Today's word is palliate. Palliate. P-A-L-L-I-A-T-E. Palliate means to relieve or lessen without curing or medicate. This is for Palliative Care Day, which falls on January 15th. Happy learning words. This is Mind Your Vocabulary presented by Mujahida of class 7. Art integration in education. Art integrated at Green Valley Public School. Art integration in education. Art integrated education at Green Valley Public School. What CBSE hopes to achieve with art integrated learning? Enable students to derive meaning and understanding directly from the learning experience. What CBSE hopes to achieve with art integrated learning? Do you know? Art integrated learning enables students to derive meaning and understanding directly from the learning experience. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Dear students, today we have
Mujahida
of class 7 to present to you this chapter
Bringing Up Curry,
written by
Dan Gopal Mukherjee.
Right. So let's begin. So Bringing Up Curry by Dan Gopal Mukherjee from your book
Supplementary.
An Alien Hand. Right. Bringing Up Curry. Bringing up. Right. So this speaks about Curry, who is an
Elephant.
baby elephant, right? See how
Yes.
cute the baby elephant is, right? So in Kerala we get to see a lot of elephants, right?
Yes.
So traditionally we have a lot of functions, right? Particularly the Thrissur
Yes.
Puram and such festivals which involves animals like elephants, right? So we have a lot of attachment with such animals like elephants, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So they are the largest land mammals, as you know, right? So this chapter speaks about how Curry the elephant is brought up. That is
Yes.
why we call bringing up, right? I was born and brought up. You say, right? I was born in Delhi and brought up at Rajasthan. So you may be born at one place and
Yes.
brought up in another place, right? So it happens. So this particular chapter is speaking about elephant, particularly the baby elephants, right? So it is written by Dan Gopal Mukherjee, as we already told you. So please try to remember the name of the author while you study the lesson, right? Okay, so let's see what we know about Dan Gopal Mukherjee, right? So as the name suggests, he is an Indian author.
Yes.
Right. The first successful Indian writer in English. He died in July 14, 1936. Okay. So only the information about death is given. Right. So he is you should see, first successful Indian writer in English. That's one important point you have to note down. Okay. So as students of English language and literature, you should know the names of some authors, when they were born, what they are famous for, and all such facts, right?
Yes.
So please note down. So he wrote several children's books, like can you see Gond, the Hunter, the Chief of the Herd, Hindu fables of little children, for little children, and such stories he has written, which is popular for the children, right? He also wrote some books which are popular for the adults. Can you see his books for adults include A Son of Mother India, Answers 1928, Visit India with Me, and all such works, right? So some details about Dan Gopal Mukherjee is given. He and his brother, can you see, Jadu Gopal Mukherjee, were involved in the Bengal resistance. You know in history that there was some Bengal resistance, so they were jailed, right? Such information can be obtained from the internet. Well, let me ask you, if you watch such channels like Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, National Geographic, do you watch, Mujahida? Sometimes. Okay. So do you know who this is, Mujahida?
Steve Irwin.
Yeah, very good. Steve Irwin. He is quite popularly known for crocodile hunt, as he's known as crocodile hunter, right? Can you see how he's attached to the crocodiles, Mujahida? Can you see?
Yes.
See how he's holding the crocodile. He's so fond of animals, right?
Yes.
So we get to know that he's so fond of animals. Sadly, he died while he did such a favorite act. Okay. So as a child, I have grown watching Steve Irwin. Okay. Similarly, you should also have attachment with animals. You know, NCERT has designed your curriculum in order to involve students and get their attachment with the animals, right? Pet
Yes.
animals, wild animals, right? Conservation of animals, and so on. So can you see how Steve is attached with different animals? See, these are his kids, right? He conducted a lot of shows. Can you see? He is known as a crocodile hunter. He conducted a lot of shows. Can you see? This is his child, right? This is his wife Terry. Both were associated with conservation of wild animals, right? Yeah, wildlife protection. Okay, so there are many organizations in association with these animals, like PFA means People for Animals. So please note that down. You should know that. Okay, do you know any other organization, Mujahida?
Yes, WWF.
Okay, very good. WWF is
World Wildlife Fund.
very good. World Wildlife Fund, right? It has a panda in it as logo, right? So you should know all such organizations for animals. Okay, there are a lot of people who are associated with conservation of these animals, protecting these animals, wildlife welfare, animal welfare we say. Okay, so there are a lot of people who are bird watchers, right? They conserve the animals, they sacrifice their whole life for the animals, right? So as humans, we should develop that attachment, we should have that love for the animals, right? So let's quickly go into the story of Curry. Okay, so let's take a textbook. Please go to the page number. What's the page number here? Page
7.
7, right. Okay, Bringing Up Curry by Then Gopal Mukherjee. So let's start reading it. The introduction first, please.
Curry, a 5-month-old baby elephant, lives and grows up with 9-year-old friend and keeper. Curry does not eat much, just about 16 kilograms of delicious twigs a day. Playful and sensitive, Curry saves a boy from drowning.
Okay, right. So it is an introduction to this chapter. It's given in orange color. Yeah, yes. So it is a 5-month-old baby elephant. So it is cared by 9-year-old boy. Yes, boy who is a keeper. Okay. You know what is the elephant keeper called? Do you know anybody? Let me write down here. An elephant keeper. So what do we call in Malayalam? Okay, so let us see what is a keeper called. Okay, do you know in Malayalam what it's called?
Papan.
Yes, very good, Papan. So what is the English word for Papan?
Mahout.
Yes, Mahout. Very good, Vijayla. Mahout. M-A-H-O-U-T. Mahout. A Mahout is a person who takes care of the elephant, right? He makes different kinds of sounds in order to let the elephant do different things, right?
Yes.
An elephant is such a huge creature. So as and when the Mahout wants to get on top of it, he makes a lot of different kind of noise and
Yes.
sound. Do you know any particular sound that a Mahout makes?
Hissing.
Yeah, he hisses, he makes a sound like that, that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mali.
Yeah, so he makes many different kind of sounds which the elephant takes some time to learn. It is said that it takes about 4 or 5 years
Yes.
to learn. Okay, so they give a lot of training, and so the elephants are so much attached with their Mahout. Right. So please learn this word Mahout, all of you. If it is new for you, please write it down. Okay. So you see that the 5-month-old elephant has a Mahout who is just 9-year-old. Okay, even smaller than you, right?
Yes.
You are studying in 7th, so at least you are about 10 or 11 years old, or sometimes 12. So he is younger than you. So this is the situation here, and it is said that he eats very less, that is about 16 kilograms of twigs every day. Yes, twigs. What do you mean by twigs?
Delicious.
Yeah, twigs, right? They are
Yes.
sticks. They are stems,
Stems.
of the trees. We call them twigs. Okay?
Twigs.
Yeah. Stems of the trees. Can you see he's chewing those twigs?
Yes.
So that is the part of his diet. Okay. Right. Do you know the connection between, it is said that he eats about 16 kilograms of delicious twigs a day, right? And he is playful and sensitive. So you may be asked to write about Curry. So you have to write all these facts. One thing is that he is just how many months old? 5 months old.
5 months old.
Yes. And he eats what?
Twigs.
Twigs. Yes. About how many kilograms?
16 kilograms.
Kilograms of twigs. Okay. And what is the behavior? He is playful and
sensitive.
sensitive. Okay. Sensitive is a person who readily reacts, is called sensitive, right? Okay, so let's move ahead with the story. Curry the elephant was 5 months old when he was given to me to take care of. So let's read the first paragraph.
Okay. Curry the elephant was 5 months old when he was given to me to take care of. I was 9 years old and I could reach his back if I stood on tiptoe. He seemed to remain that high of nearly 2 years. We grew together, that is probably why I never found out just how tall he was. He lived in a pavilion under a thatched roof which rested on thick tree stumps, so that it could not fall in when Curry bumped against the poles as he moved about.
Right. So in the first paragraph, we get to see how or where Curry lived. Okay, there is a word pavilion. Okay, pavilion. You should have heard about this word while you watched cricket. Do you remember pavilion? Right. So what is the meaning of pavilion? Do you know?
It's a kind of shelter.
Okay, pavilion is a kind of a shelter. Very good, Mujahida. Please write down.
Thank you, ma'am.
A summer house or decorative building is called a pavilion. Okay, right. Yeah, pavilion under a thatched roof. Thatched means made of straw. Okay, we will be seeing the picture, right? So he was just 5 months old. That information you can see again. When he was given to me to take care of, I was 9 years old. I could reach his back if I stood on tiptoe. Tiptoe means what? Standing on the toes. Right?
Yes.
Can you see how he is standing on the toes? So this
Yes.
is a picture that shows how tall he is. So he's standing on the toes and he's raising his hand. So he's as tall as he. That's
Yes.
what. And you should remember that the elephant is just 5 months. He's 9 years.
Yes.
Okay. So look at the difference. Okay. So he could reach the whole elephant while he stood on tiptoe. Tip of the toes is called tiptoe. Can you see how beautiful the word is? So he lived in a thatched roof which rested on thick tree stumps. So there are a lot of words that you can see in cricket. Can you see this
Yes.
word stumps?
Yes.
Okay, we say stumped out, right? So that it could not fall when Curry bumped against the poles as he moved about. So this is the arrangement. Can you see the stumps?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the thatched roof. Can you see straw? Right? So
Yes.
in olden days, people had this kind of homes. Right. So let's read from this. Read from
One
this.
of the first thing Curry did was to save the life of a boy. Curry did not eat much, but he nevertheless needed 40 pounds of twigs a day to chew and play with. Every day I used to take him to the river in the morning for his bath. He would lie down on the sandbank while I rubbed him with the clean sand of the river for an hour.
Yes. So this shows his routine, right? This shows the routine. ROUTINE. You know what is a routine? Routine is something which you do every day, which you do on and on, right? Every day. Yes. So every day, what did the boy do? He took the elephant
To the river.
Yeah. And he rubbed the sand on top of the elephant. So this is one practice that the elephant enjoys. Okay. They have that rough skin, and when the mahout rubs, in Kerala, what we do? We rub the elephant using the coconut shell, right? We use coconut shell to rub the skin of the elephant. You know, it just enjoys that. Every
Yes.
day the elephant is taken to the river and it is said to lie down, and the mahout, he rubs the skin of the elephant. It gets that massage, okay? And there will be a lot of blood circulation. When this massage happens, the elephant feels so refreshed. He becomes happier, right?
Yes.
So that is the routine. Routine is something you do on a daily basis, right? So that is what the mahout does. So what does he eat, mahout, Mujahida?
40 pounds of twigs.
Yeah, 40 pounds of twigs. Okay, so earlier we saw 16 kilogram of twigs. Here you can see 40 pounds. So what is the connection between a pound and a kilogram? Do you know? How much is 1 pound?
Nearly half kg.
Yes, very good. So nearly half kg is a pound. Please note that. You can see in olden books, you can see the weight was usually expressed in pounds, right? So you should know the connection. So 1 kilogram is roughly about, or you can say in the reverse order, 1 pound. You know how pound is represented? It is represented as LBS, right? 1 pound is equal to 0.45 kilogram. Right. Okay. So this is the conversion. So 40 pound counts to, or it is almost equal to 16 kilograms. So it is correct. Okay. So Dangopal Mukherjee seems to know a lot of science, right? Okay. So when you read something, please see all those details. It will make it so interesting. Okay. You read it in that involved manner, so it will be very interesting for you to read. Okay. So this is the routine that we see. After that, he would lie in the water for a long time. We know that elephants enjoy doing that. On coming out, his skin would be shining like ebony and he would squeal. Squeal means make such a noise. Ebony is a kind of a black stone, right? Okay. With pleasure as I rub water down his back. Then what does he do?
Then I would take him by the ear, because that is the easiest way to lead an elephant, and leave him on the edge of the jungle while I went into the forest to get some luscious twigs for his dinner. One has to have a very sharp hatchet to cut down these twigs. It takes half an hour to sharpen the hatchets, because if a twig is mutilated, an elephant will not touch it.
Okay. So he says about how he brought twigs to the elephant. He had something like a knife called a hatchet, and it should be very sharp. Only if he cut it so perfectly, then the elephant would chew it. Else it would just avoid it. Okay. Right. Okay, it was not an easy job to get twigs and saplings for curry. Of course, we understand that every day he had to collect about 16 kilograms of twigs. I had to climb all kind of trees to get the most delicate and tender twigs. He had to get that tender twigs because they are more juicy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, if they become mature, then they will become hard.
Yes.
And there won't be much juice in it.
Yes.
Right. As he was very fond of the young branches of the banyan tree, which grows like a cathedral of leaves and branches, right? A cathedral, Christian church, right? I was gathering some one spring day in March when I suddenly heard Curry calling to me in the distance. So next we are speaking about an incident. Okay, so earlier here we spoke about the introduction. In all these sections we spoke about the introduction. Okay, and here we speak in the second paragraph we spoke about the routine, and we move ahead. Here we are going to say about an incident. Okay, so let's read it, Mujahida. Yeah, here we are speaking about an incident. Yes, come on.
It was not an easy job to get twigs as saplings for curry. I had to climb all kinds of trees to get the most delicate and tender twigs, as he was very fond of young branches of the banyan tree, which grows like a cathedral of leaves.
We went through that. So let's move ahead here. I thought somebody was hurting. So one day, Curry's keeper,
yes,
that is our narrator. So our narrator is Dangopal Mukherjee himself. He is speaking about a childhood experience. Okay, so he heard him. So I came down from my tree and ran fast to the edge of the forest where I had left him, but he was not there. I looked all over, but I could not find him. So he is hearing the elephant. So he is going to find out why the baby elephant was making a noise. Right? I went near the edge of the water and I saw a
black something struggling above its surface. Then it rose higher, and it was the trunk of my elephant. I thought he was drowning. I was helpless because I could not jump into the water and save the 400 pounds of him, since he was much higher than I. But I saw his back rise above the water. Back rise above
the water, and the moment he caught my eye, he began to trumpet and struggle up to the shore. So he sees that the baby elephant is trying to escape from the water. So the keeper, the boy, thought that the elephant was drowning in the water, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, the elephant was struggling in the water. So the keeper, the boy, was horrified. Right? He was terrified. Then, still trumpeting, pushed me into the water. So, the elephant was trying to push the boy into the water. Actually, the boy went to save the elephant.
Yes.
The elephant was pushing him inside. So, what happened next? So, I fell into the stream. I saw a boy lying
Laying
flat on the
bottom of the river.
Please underline this sentence. So, the boy found another boy who already drowned and was in the bottom of the water. He had not altogether touched bottom, but he was somewhat afloat. Afloat means what? He was floating in the water. I came to the surface of water to take my breath. So he came out, he took a deep breath. Usually that we do that techniques while we swim in the water, right? Yes. And there Curry was
Standing.
His feet
planted in the sand.
And his trunk
Stretched out like a hand waiting for mine. I dived down again and pulled the body of the
drowning boy to the surface, but
not being a good swimmer, I could not swim ashore, and the slow current was already dragging me down.
Okay, so this is one particular incident that is being explained here. Can you see? A boy was already drowned,
yes.
And the elephant tried to give a signal to the boy that there is someone who needs help.
Yes.
Can you see how friendly the elephants are, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the elephant was so cute and sweet, right? And now we find that he is trying to even save a boy who was drowning, right? Seeing us drift
by in the current, Curry, who was usually slow and ponderous, suddenly darted down like a hawk and came halfway.
Suddenly darted down like a hawk. What is a hawk? Hawk is a bird, okay? A kind of a eagle, okay? Hawk, right? And came halfway into the water, where I saw him
stretch out his trunk again. I raised up my hands to catch it, and it slipped. I found myself going under the water again. But this time I found that the water was not very deep, so I sank to the bottom of the river and doubled my feet under me, and then suddenly kicked the river bed and so shot upwards like an arrow. In spite of the fact that I holding the drowning boy with my hand as my body rose above the water, I felt a lasso around my neck. This frightened me. I thought some water animals was going to swallow me. I heard Curry squealing, and I knew it was his trunk about my neck. He pulled us both ashore.
Right. So this is the process that was involved in saving the boy who was drowning, right? So
yes.
You see that the boy was frightened because the elephant put his trunk on the neck of the boy and tried to, save him. So this is one incident that happened in the life of our narrator, and he remembers that lifelong, and that's why he has recorded that for you kids to learn, right?
Yes.
So we come to the end of this session. So that Curry becomes fond of ripe bananas. This is the second part of the story, right? Okay. So this will be read by Hala Bayan of your class. Okay, thank you Mujahida for joining us in this exclusive lecture series, right? We are discussing Bringing Up Curry by Dhan-Gopal Mukherjee. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum. Hala Bayan here.
Welcome Hala.
Thank you, ma'am.
To this exclusive lecture series. So we are discussing Bringing Up Curry by Dhan-Gopal Mukherjee, right? So we discussed that Curry was saving a boy, right? So that was one incident. So we move ahead. We see that Curry likes bananas here. So let's read the second part of the story, right?
Curry was like a baby. He had to be trained to be good, and if you did not tell him when he was naughty, he was up to more mischief than ever.
Right. So Curry was like a little child, right? So he was mischievous. Can you see this word mischief? Mischief, right? So this is one word which you might create some mistake, okay? Mischief, mischievous. Mischievous. CHIEVOUS. Sorry. VOUS. Mischievous. Right. So he was up to some mischief, okay? So he had to be, you know, advised, okay? He was naughty, right? For instance, one day,
Somebody gave him some bananas to eat. Very soon he developed a great love for ripe bananas. We used to keep large plates of fruits on a table near a window in the dining room. One day, all the bananas on that table disappeared, and my family blamed the servants for eating all the fruits in the house. A few days later, the fruit disappeared again. This time, the blame was put on me, and I knew I had not done it. It made me very angry with my parents and the servants, for I was sure they had taken all the fruits.
okay, so the bananas were missing, and they thought that the servants were stealing the bananas, right? And the parents even thought that the boy took the bananas, right? So the boy was so angry about that. The next time the fruit disappeared, I found the banana all smashed up in Curry's pavilion. Can you see? Bananas were found in Curry's pavilion or his shelter. This surprised me very much.
For I had never seen fruit there, and as you know, he had always lived on twigs.
Of course, there were only twigs as his diet. So how did the bananas come there? Yes.
Next day, while I was sitting in the dining room, wondering whether I should take some fruit from the table,
Okay, so there is a word meaning here of lasso, rope with the noose at the end. Okay, rope with the noose at the end. Okay, so it is a kind of a rope with a noose at the end. Okay, so that is called the lasso, right? We saw that word lasso when we read the first section. Okay, so we move ahead. I should take some fruit from the table. Can you see the picture here? Yeah.
without my parents' permission. A long, black thing, very much like a snake, suddenly came through the window and disappeared with all the bananas. I was very much frightened because I had never seen snakes eat bananas, and I thought it must be a terrible snake that would sneak in and take fruit. I crept out of the room and, with great fear in my heart, ran out of the house, feeling sure that the snake would come back into the house, eat all the fruits and kill all of us.
Right. So, can you see a snake coming in, taking all those fruits, bananas? Right. So, the boy found that something like a snake took those bananas away. So, he understood who was the culprit, right? Who is the thief, right?
As I went out, I saw Curry's back disappearing in the direction of the pavilion, and I was so frightened that I wanted his company to cheer me up. I ran after him into the pavilion, and I found him there eating bananas. I stood still in astonishment. The bananas were lying strewn all around him. He stretched out his trunk and reached for one far away from where he was standing.
Right. So, strewn is one word here. Strewn means spread. Astonishment here. What is the meaning of astonishment? Surprised, right? I stood still in astonishment. The bananas were strewn, all spread there. Okay. So, he reached for one far away from where he was standing. So, the boy is going to find out the actual what has happened, the reality, right? The instant the trunk looked like a black snake, and I realized that Curry was the thief. So he caught the thief, right? So Curry was the thief. I went to him, pulled him out by the ear, and joyously showed my parents that it was
Curry and not I that had eaten all the fruit these many weeks.
right.
Then I scolded him, for elephants understand words as well as children, And I said to him, next time I see you stealing fruit, you will be whipped.
Okay.
He knew that we were all angry with him, even the servants. His pride was so injured that he never stole another thing from the dining room. And from then on, if anybody gave him any fruit, he always squealed as if to thank them.
Right. So, what do we see here? What is being told here, Hala?
Yeah, the boy is just advising the elephant, Kari, and he is telling not to steal anything. And
Hereafter, you should not steal the fruits, right? So, if he wanted fruit, then the housekeepers itself will give him the fruits, and he will be whipped. What do you mean by whipped? Yeah. So, you see the word whipped here. Do you know what is whipped?
beating.
Okay, beat, yes, to punish, right? You know, actually a whip is something like there will be a stick, and connected to that there will be some rope, right? You use that to beat. Sometimes the horse riders, they beat, or the elephants, they use the whip. The mahouts use the whip to beat them, right? Okay. So we move ahead with the story. So the boy says that next time if you repeat this, you will be whipped. Yes, right. So if he wanted the fruits, then they will give the fruits themselves, and whenever they gave, he always squealed.
As if to thank them.
Okay, you know the word squeal? What does it mean? To make a sound, right? The sound, the trumpeting of an elephant is called squeal. Can you see? Squeal. You know what sound the mouses make? Mouses make sounds like squeak, squeak. Okay, this is squeal, right? So an elephant is willing to be punished for having done wrong. Okay, it is willing to be punished, but if you punish him, what is said, Hala?
For any reason,
Yeah.
he will remember it and pay you back in your own coin.
My goodness, so he will take revenge, right? Okay, so if you punish the elephant, if in a situation where he did not do any wrong, then he will try to remember it and he will take a revenge. Well, I am very much scared of an elephant. Are you afraid of an elephant?
Yes.
Okay, an elephant is so intelligent, you know, it is such a huge mammal, so intelligent. And there are a lot of interesting facts about elephants which you should know. Okay, if you watch the Animal Planet, you can see, you know, which is the head of a herd of elephants, a male or a female, you know?
Female?
Yeah, female. It is a good guess, I suppose, Hala. A female is the head of the herd. Okay, the herd or the group of elephants is called a herd, just like a cattle, and the head of it is a female. So it is a matriarchal society. Have you heard of patriarchal society? Right? The head will be the male, but this is a matriarchal society where the female is the head. So the experienced, grown and old, experienced female is the head of the herd of elephants. So such an interesting fact it is. So the next time you see a herd of elephants, make sure the first one to move is the female. Okay, the female shows the places, or it directs the herd. Okay, so there are a lot of such interesting facts. So we move ahead with Kari. Okay, come back to Kari. Yes, Kari is a fast learner. Can you see? He's so intelligent. Yeah.
He masters all signals and sound he is taught. There is no one lesson though.
There is one lesson though.
There is one lesson though that an elephant takes 5 years to learn. Curry is no exception.
Okay, so we are going to find out what is that lesson that the elephants take 5 years to learn. Okay, an elephant must be taught when to sit down, when to walk, when to go fast, when to go slow. Can you see? You have to teach everything to an elephant. Yeah.
You teach him these things as you teach a child. If you say "Dhat" and pull him by the ear, he will gradually learn to sit down. Similarly, if you say Mali and pull his trunk forward, he will gradually learn that it is the signal to walk.
Okay, so here we see two signals, Dhat and Mali. So Dhat is for making him sit down. Okay, it's such a huge animal. If you want to get on top of the elephant, the mahout, what does he do? He will just step on the foot and then pull the ear, hold the ear and go on top of the elephant. So if there is any rider like us, if we want to go on top of the elephant, what does the mahout say? He says, that. Then you see that the elephant sits down, okay. So it's so faithful, it's so good, right. It's so obedient. It tries to obey the calls of the caretaker or mahout, right.
Curry learned Mali after 3 lessons, but it took him 3 weeks to learn that. He was not good at sitting down. And do you know why an elephant should be taught to sit down? Because he grows taller and taller than you who take care of him, so that when he is 2 or 3 years old, you can only reach his back with a ladder. It is therefore better to teach him to sit down by saying that,
so that you can climb up upon his back. For who would want to carry a ladder around all the time? So when he is just 3 years old, he'll be so tall, right. He's the largest mammal, no wonder. So it will be so tall, you have to walk with a ladder all the time. So you have to give him such messages. You should train him to make him sit down, calm down, lie down, right. Yeah.
The most difficult thing to teach an elephant is the master call. He generally takes 5 years to learn it properly. The master call is a strange hissing, howling sound, as if a snake and a tiger were fighting each other, and you have to make that kind of noise in his ear.
And do you know what you expect an elephant to do when you give him the master call? If you are lost in the jungle and there is no way out and everything is black except the stars above, you dare not to stay very long anywhere. The only thing to do is to give the master call, and at once the elephant pulls down the tree in front of him with his trunk. This frightens all the
animals away. As the tree comes crashing down, monkeys wake from their sleep and run from branch to branch.
Yeah.
You can see them in the moonlight, and you can almost see the stags running in all directions below. You can hear the growl of the tiger in the distance. Even he is frightened. Then the elephant pulls down the next tree and the next and the next. Soon you will find that he has made a road right through the jungle straight to your house.
Okay, such an interesting fact, right? So when do you give that master call, Hala? Yeah, that is, you give the master call when you're lost in the jungle, right? So can you see, he took a lot of years, that is about 5 years to learn this master call. Can you see? So one important question in this chapter is master call, right? So he took 5 years to learn it properly. The master call is a strange hissing, howling sound, like a snake and a tiger fighting with each other, right? And you have to make that kind of noise in his ear. So that is a master call. So why do you make that master call? It is useful if you get lost in the jungle, you make such a call, then he understands that they are lost in the jungle. What does he do? He removes the trees and he makes way to
straight to the house.
Yeah, to the town. See how intelligent he is. So you have to train him to make such a master call. Okay, so we get to know that even the mahouts should be so much well learned in order to train these elephants, right? The mahouts, the caretakers of the elephants, are also very intelligent, right? Lifelong they dedicate their life, right? They dedicate their whole life to the care of this elephants. Yeah, so such an interesting story that makes you get well attached with the animals, right? Especially the elephants, which are so dear to the Keralites and also to the Indian culture, right? They had been friends to human beings for centuries and centuries together now. Yes, so there are some questions here which we will be discussing during the interaction session, right? Hala, so did you enjoy the story of Curry?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Thanks for joining us in this lecture series. Thank you, Hala.
Green Valley Public School, Nellikaparamba, Mukkam, Calicut.